In simple terms, we break it down. Complex stuff, we make it sound clear and easy for you and me. Billy Goat Tales and Dave Digital bring knowledge we share. In simple terms, we're everywhere. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gain.
Good morning, goats, and welcome to the Simple Terms Podcast. I am your host, Dave Digital. This is the Billy Goat Tales Network, and we are right here at the Simple Terms Podcast, where today we are going to learn about chain abstraction. What is chain abstraction? It's simply being able to use things cross-chain in the background, I think. As you know, this is where we all learn stuff together. So this is not a topic that I am fully informed on, so that's the whole purpose of the podcast. So today, that's what we're going to learn about is chain abstraction, which I think is just simply letting you go cross-chain without any type of friction. I'm not positive on that. So again, that's what we do here at the Simple Terms Podcast. We learn together. And so I find things that I want to learn about. I assume that you guys are going to want to learn about them too. If not, that's okay. But I think that we like to learn together. So let me see here if I can share this window with you. What is going on with the Bitcoin, right? Let's see that one. There. Let's see if it does it. There we go. And I see over there. Good morning, Jesse. Good morning, Billy. Good to see you guys in there this morning. I appreciate the share out this morning. Jess, I saw you sharing early. So appreciate that. So what we have here is the Bitcoin. So let me just kind of move that up a little bit so you can see what happened. Okay, I'm going to show you this part first. So yesterday we were in, I think it was around, where was it? I guess it was in this area up in here. Alexo Crypto Show, right about there. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't like this price action. I don't like this price action. What I think this price action needs to do is come and take the value area low, hit this golden pocket, and then go. So I said, this isn't an actual order. It was just me setting it up to make it look like an order. Looks like everybody can hear me. But then I had to go to the gym. So I went to the gym right about 9. So right about there. And then we had things to do. And then by the time I got back, I didn't get to get into it, but it hit, as you see, absolutely perfectly. And then it banged up. So I was home around this time, and I did see this price action start to happen. So I saw us at this resistance level here. As you can see, this has been resistance in the past and support. So I see us at this resistance level here, and I was able to get in right there at the tippy top of that move. And that's where we are now. Now, what can happen? So this is the more than likely in a golden pocket 786 zone. This is also at this, as you see, our previous point of control. So it could hold here and go because you do have a bull dip here, right? Bang, bang, bang. So we could get at least a pump back up to the value area, or excuse me, to the VWAP, and then maybe farther down. But we'll have to see. This money flow is kind of deep in the red if we look at a little higher time frame. So we'll see what this does. See if that's going to round off, or is it going to pop back down? We'll just have to take a look. And that is Bitcoin. Take a look at Zcash. Oh my goodness, right? Zcash, y'all. So here's the good news, if there is any good news, right? On the 4-hour, you deviated below this value area, right? And then you set a lower low, which should give you just the tiniest bull dip. So you do have a 4-hour bull dip there. Problem is you've got a 4-hour red dot. The good news is they've been stomping on each other, so maybe you'll get another 4-hour green dot. And then if you do get that 4-hour green dot, nah, doesn't do you any good because that money flow is deep in the red at the moment. So I wouldn't mess with Zcash. River, let's take a look at River. Look at that on the 4-hour. I'm just looking at that because it's relevant for today. And you guys can see, so here's River, bang, bang, bang. So I picked out some likely areas where it could find resistance or support. It missed this first one. That was the golden pocket from there to the top. And then I did another one from there to the top. And that's where it is now. That looks like it may even go lower. 4-hour fresh money flow cross into the red. All right. Well, those are those things. Let's pull up these guys. And you guys know how it works. Let me take a look over into the chat. Let me see. We have Crypto Billy, Crypto Steve O. Good morning, Crypto Steve O. I see you always come for the smart topics. Okay, you're going to give the AI some work, and I think they're in for it. I'm excited. You know how it works, guys. If you can hear the AI, just put a simple 1 in the chat, and I will appreciate that. And then we're going to get started. There are some things that I'm still trying to work out. Fundamentally, do I like River? I don't want to go over diversity, so I'm not buying because I don't want to over diversify, so I'm not buying because I don't see how River is a better ROI than what I already have. So definitely, I'm not the guy that knows everything about all these shit coins. Oh shoot, excuse me. I mean all these poop coins. Billy, that wasn't me. That was somebody else that said that. So I'm not the guy to tell you about the poop coins, but I got a feeling. I mean, I have listened to some of the assets that I built on chain abstraction, and it sounds like River might be trouble. So I think over 50% of the River token is held by either the team or one wallet. So I'm really not sure about Jesse's strike one. I really don't think so. I really don't think it's good. Now, if you're just, I mean, if you're some kind of super scalper or something like that, those moves are gigantic. But if you're looking for hodl, I'm not going to hodl it. So let's just put it that way. But I did pull up some research on River. If you guys, let me see if I could show you that over. Try to scoot this over. So you can see there are some articles over here that has to do with River. So it is in today's source notes. So we'll have to see. So if you do have questions about River, go ahead and start asking them. I will star them and I will ask the AI because they do have some decent information logged in with River. Good morning, JR. See you when you get back, and we'll find out if today you are Junior or JR. Yeah, Jesse started early sharing out the stream, and I really appreciate that. So let's get going. Let's push the play button and see what we've got on chain abstraction, and it will also touch on the River protocol. Let me know 1 in the chat if you guys can hear the discussion. Here we go.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, family. Welcome back to another Saturday morning live edition of the Deep Dive.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to tell you guys. Forgive them for their shout outs to Berlin and to like Tokyo and stuff. I'm trying to talk that out of them, but for some reason there's a new feature where they're just shouting it out to people that don't exist. So here we go again. We'll have to forgive them for that, but let's get into it.
I hope you are settled in. I hope the coffee is strong, or the tea if that's your vibe, because we have a show today that I think is going to fundamentally change how you look at your wallet.
It's definitely a red pill
Morning,
kind of
Al.
episode. I think once you see what we're talking about today, you just can't unsee the mess we're currently all living in.
That is the honest to God truth. But before we get into the matrix, we have to do the ritual. You know the drill by now. This is the Billy Goat Tales family, and I need to see you. I want the chat to wake up right now. Drop your city, drop your country, and drop that goat emoji. I want to see where the herd is grazing this morning.
I'm seeing the numbers climb already. It's always great to see.
Look at this. I see Lagos in the house. I see plenty of New York. Good morning to the East Coast. Berlin is here. Is that wait, is that a goat from the Maldives?
I'm always so jealous of the listeners in the tropical time zones. While we're here focusing on deep technical infrastructure.
They're probably watching the sunset with a cocktail.
Exactly. And not a bad way to spend a Saturday.
Seriously. But look, it's amazing to have you all here. And the reason we do this, the real reason we spend our Saturday mornings digging through white papers and GitHub repos is because clarity is the single most expensive asset in this entire industry. And today we are tackling a topic that is, I think, arguably the holy grail of crypto UX. We are talking about chain extraction.
It's a huge buzzword for sure. You see it. Oh, hey, welcome. What's up?
Good morning. This is Dave Digital. I'm the host right here on the Simple Terms podcast, and we are live right now on YouTube on the Billy Goat Tales Network. I appreciate you guys coming in. I do believe that this is one of the most important topics in crypto. I think we may be even a little early on it, so that's good. But I do want you to say hi to the people that we actually have live in chat. We have Jesse Goodluck, who changed his name to Jesse Goodluck last week during the podcast. We also have Crypto Billy, the founder of Billy Goat Tales. We have Al Jr. We have Crypto Steve O, who's probably going to challenge you guys with a lot of questions today. He's already very interested in the River Protocol. And we have DGen XO. If I didn't see you in the chat, please go ahead and say hi, as these guys, our live AI, says hi to you. So go ahead, AI, tell them hi, and then I want you to get right back started into our topic.
Well, hello there, Dave Digital. Thank you for that intro.
That's our main man, the host of the network, making sure we stay honest. We appreciate you.
We love the support and thank you for calling out our audience.
Good morning, Jesse. Good luck. Welcome. And we are very excited that DMX is here.
DMX, we hear you're interested in River Protocol. We're going to dive deep on that.
We've got a whole segment dedicated to the River Project. It's a fascinating case study.
Yes, and you're right. This topic of chain abstraction is early.
But that's why we're here, to get ahead of the curve.
The complexity we're discussing today is everywhere on Twitter.
You see it in every VC pitch deck right now, but it's the buzzword that really matters.
It's the hurdle between us and the next billion users, honestly.
It really is. And we aren't just going to lecture you on theory.
We have to ground this in reality.
We have that live case study of River Protocol. We'll be talking about them a lot.
Specifically, how they're using something called the Omni CDP.
When I read about that, it completely blew my mind.
And for DMX, who's interested in River, we need a serious conversation about their tokenomics.
We're talking about their conversion 2.0 model. Oh, yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay, I know I'm interrupting a lot already, but I think we got a little bit of confusion, and I don't want you to lose your space, especially since we're right at the beginning and you have a lot of stuff to cover. But we have Jesse Goodluck in the chat. We have Crypto Billy. We have Al Jr. We have Crypto Steve-O, who is very interested in the River protocol. And then we have Degeneration XO. I want to make sure that you have all that clear. Yeah.
We appreciate the clarification.
Thank you, Dave Digital. We love the active chat.
Good morning, Crypto Billy, Al Jr.
And Crypto Steve-O, great to have you.
Degeneration XO, welcome to the deep dive.
And we are definitely not losing our space.
No, the energy from the chat is what keeps us going.
We've got multiple River enthusiasts in the audience.
That just reinforces how important this case study is.
So we were just talking about River's aggressive tokenomics.
We're talking about their conversion 2.0 model.
It's aggressive game theory in action.
It is basically a psychological experiment on greed, but we'll explain why.
We'll show how chain abstraction isn't just a UX fix.
It actually changes the kinds of financial products that could be built.
We'll circle back to River shortly, but let's start with the pain point.
Why does chain abstraction even need to exist in the first place?
Because right now, using crypto is just kind of a nightmare, isn't it?
It is. We sometimes call it the user experience tax.
It's the friction you have to pay just to participate.
And the tax is way too high. Let me walk you through a scenario that happened to me on Tuesday.
The classic scenario.
I saw a new NFT project launching, and I wanted in. It was on Solana.
The problem is your liquidity was somewhere else.
All my USDC was sitting on the base network.
You had the money, but you were crypto poor because of digital geography.
Exactly. In the real world, I'd swipe my card. But here, I become a logistics manager.
Step 1 is bridging the USDC from Base to Solana.
But wait, to send the transaction on Base, I needed ETH for gas. My balance was 0.001 ETH.
So now you have a prerequisite to the prerequisite.
Right. I had to solve a problem just to start the actual problem.
It's a journey.
My journey involved going to a centralized exchange, buying $10 of ETH,
Waiting 10 minutes for confirmation.
triple checking the address, then initiating the bridge to Solana.
20 minutes of sweating.
Did I copy the address right? Is the bridge going to get stuck?
Finally arrives, but now it's wrapped USDC on Solana.
And the NFT marketplace only accepts native SOL, not even the wrapped USDC.
You got it.
So I have to swap the USDC for SOL, but I can't execute the swap
Why not?
because I don't have any SOL in the wallet to pay for the swap transaction fee.
You are completely stuck in a loop.
I had $1,000 in that wallet and I couldn't move a single penny. I missed the mint.
That story right there is why we don't have mass adoption yet.
You can't explain that
Right on.
process to anyone outside of crypto.
We moved from 2017, where everything was simple just on Ethereum, to this new modular world.
Right, one chain to rule them all.
Now we've built all these incredibly efficient islands. Base, Optimism, Solana, Su,
But the roads between them are dirt tracks full of bandits.
or coal boots that require 5 different obscure currencies.
This fragmentation means your liquidity is shattered into pieces.
You might have $500 USDC on Arbitrum, but the yield farm you want is on Polygon.
You can't just participate. It creates these liquidity silos.
It's dangerous because bridges are a huge hacking vector.
Users shouldn't have to care about the infrastructure.
It feels like the early days of the internet where you had to know the server.
Like AOL versus CompuServe?
Vitalik Buterin put it perfectly. Our biggest UX problem is that the L2 verse doesn't feel enough like a unified Ethereum.
We broke the unity of the experience for speed and lower costs. Chain abstraction is the attempt to glue it back together.
Okay, so let's define this concept of chain abstraction. What is the plain English definition?
In plain English, chain abstraction is the idea that the user should not know and should not have to care which blockchain they are using, period.
The make it invisible button for the entire tech stack.
Precisely. The goal is to transform the crypto experience from a manual transmission, where you think about the engine, to an auto pay.
That self-driving car.
I really like the credit card analogy for this.
It's the best way to visualize it.
Think about flying to London. You tap your Visa card in a coffee shop.
Do you have any idea if your bank used the SWIFT network or the ACH network to settle that transaction?
Not a clue.
Do you know if they routed it through a correspondent bank in New York first?
Nope. I just want the caffeine.
Exactly, you just tap and pay. The traditional banking system abstracts all that complexity away.
Chain abstraction aims to do the same thing for Web3.
You should just be able to tap and swap, and the protocol handles the chains, the bridges, and the gas tokens in the background.
That is the dream. But how does the engine for that actually work?
We hear a lot of new buzzwords like intense. Is that the secret sauce here?
It really is. It's the fundamental technical shift in how we interact with blockchains.
We are moving from an imperative model to a declarative model.
Okay, let's unpack that. Imperative versus declarative.
Think about getting a ride to the airport. The imperative way is like an old school taxi dispatch service.
You have to give them specific step-by-step instructions.
I am at 123 Main Street. Turn left on 4th Avenue, take exit 7B. You are responsible for every step.
If I mess up step 2, the whole thing fails and it's my fault.
Correct. You bear the execution risk. Now, the declarative way is Uber.
You open the app and you type one thing, destination, airport.
That's it. You have declared your intent. You don't care which route the driver takes. You just define the outcome you want.
So I just say, I want this NFT on Solana, and the system figures out the messy part.
Yes. But who is the Uber driver in this crypto analogy?
Right. It has to be decentralized. Who's doing the driving?
They are a new type of actor in the ecosystem. They're called solvers or sometimes fillers.
Solvers. Sounds like a character from a spy movie.
Solvers are
Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
Yeah, keep your spot right where you're at. You were just about to tell us about solvers, but I want to say good morning to JR because he just left, shared out the stream, and then came back. So I want to say good morning to JR. And then Crypto Stevo had a comment that I wanted to go ahead and bring up right before you get back into where you were at. He said, but I think most merchants and POS places will accept USDC, for example, on several blockchains. He also said, one doesn't have to bridge USDC from chain to chain. Just have some USDC on your base wallet and Solana wallet.
We absolutely appreciate that, Dave Digital.
huge shout out to Al Jr. for sharing the stream. That's how we grow the family.
And that's a great comment from Crypto Stevo. It goes right to the heart of the US problem.
He's not wrong about USDC acceptance. USDC is definitely expanding its reach across multiple chains.
That is the whole point of a unified stablecoin.
And Stevo's second point, just have some USDC on your base wallet and Solana wallet, is technically correct.
But that requires you to predict where you'll need the money and then manually split your liquidity beforehand.
That's why we had the nightmare scenario. You had the money, but it was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Right. I had $1,000 in my wallet, but it was all on base.
Chain abstraction is the solution that says, don't bother managing 5 different balances on 5 different chains.
Just use your unified balance and the system handles the location and routing instantly in the background.
It makes the wallet feel like one account, even if it's technically spread across multiple chains.
So Stevo is describing the current best practice, and we're describing the future ideal scenario.
Exactly. Let's get back to those solvers who are going to make that future happen.
Solvers. Sounds like a character from a spy movie.
Solvers are highly sophisticated entities. They're usually automated bots run by market makers,
They are constantly watching for these intents.
competing to fulfill them. When you sign an intent, you're not sending a transaction to the blockchain yet.
You are broadcasting a signal to a waiting area, a specialized M pool.
A waiting room for financial desires. I like that.
Dozens, maybe hundreds of these solvers see that signal in real time.
They all race to calculate the best and cheapest route.
One solver might say, I can do this for a $1 fee.
Another says, wait, I can front the capital and settle later. I can do it for 90 cents.
The winner of that auction gets to execute your transaction. It's a private auction happening in milliseconds.
Precisely. And because they are competing, you usually get the best price and fastest execution.
They take on the execution risk too. If the bridge gets stuck, that's their problem, not yours.
They often front the capital on the destination chain so you get your asset instantly.
That brings up the gas issue. I had USDC, but not ETH for gas.
This is where universal gas or paymasters comes in.
It's a key piece of the puzzle.
In a fully abstracted world, you should be able to pay transaction fees in whatever token you have.
If I have USDC, the solver or a dedicated paymaster contract takes a tiny slice of that USDC to cover the gas.
On the back end, they are the ones converting it to ETH or SOL to pay the network fee, but you never see that.
So I'm effectively swiping my card in London again. My bank handles the foreign currency conversion.
That's the perfect analogy. And finally, there's the settlement step. Oh, go for it.
Yeah, before you get into the settlement step, I have just one interruption. So we had Alex O'Crypto join us. His pronouns are King Beaver and Lord Otter. We also had Steve Hickey join us. And I think you got confused with Al Jr. and JR. So JR is the one that shared out the stream and just joined us also. And then Crypto Steve-O has one more question. He said, so solvers and intents are the same thing?
We'll hold that thought on settlement for just a second.
Huge welcome to Alex O'Crypto.
King Beaver and Lord Otter, we appreciate you.
That's a great set of pronouns.
And thank you, Jay, for sharing the stream again.
We appreciate the support, seriously.
Now, that is a fantastic clarifying questions from Crypto Steve-O.
It hits on the core relationship in this new architecture.
Solvers and intents are absolutely not the same thing.
They are two different actors in the play, but they need each other.
Think of it this way. The intent is the goal.
It's the destination you type into your Uber app, airport.
It is the structured order you sign that says, I want to swap 5,000 USDC for a minimum of 1.5 WAIF.
That signed intent with all your constraints is just a message.
It is a signed, constraint-bearing message, not a fully specified transaction.
The solver is the professional who fulfills that goal.
The solver is the Uber driver, the person, or in this case, the automated bot.
They see the intent message and they look for the best route to satisfy it.
They are the ones who actually construct and submit the final transaction.
The solver's job is to translate that desire, that intent, into the actual execution steps.
So the intent specifies what you want, and the solver figures out how to do it.
And this competition between solvers is what improves execution quality.
They are competing on price, fees, and effective slippage.
Does that clarify the difference, Steve-O? Intent is the wish, solver is the genie.
Now, let's circle back to that third and final step of the process.
The settlement step.
The solver proves they fulfilled your intent, and the network releases your original funds to them.
It's all built on technologies like account abstraction, specifically ERC 4337, and cross-chain messaging layers like Layer 0.
But to the user, it just looks like clicking a button and getting the result.
Okay, so that's the theory, but there are different ways to skin this cat.
We have a few big players trying to become the Google of chain abstraction.
We have Near Protocol and we have Particle Network.
They seem to be taking very different approaches to solving the same problem. Let's look at Near first.
Right, Near Protocol.
Oh no. We'll have to just go back into it. I pushed the wrong button there, guys. Sorry, I pushed there's a little button.
Good morning, family. Welcome back to another Saturday morning live edition of the Deep Dive. Hey there. Want to share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, can you jump ahead to the part in the discussion where you were about to discuss the Near protocol and there was another one? So we were a little bit farther ahead and I accidentally reversed. I don't know if you have this ability, but if you can you jump to that part of our discussion and start from there?
Hey, yes, we can absolutely jump ahead.
We love the direction change.
You're asking about the part where we compare Near protocol and particle network?
That's right. You want the architecture part of the show.
Okay, let's fast forward our agenda a bit.
We were just about to do the intro and the ritual.
But hey, the deep dive is interactive.
We appreciate you jumping right into the technical reads.
So we're skipping the ritual, but Family, you know the drill.
Drop your city and that goat emoji, even if we are skipping ahead.
And we're going straight to the core architectural models.
Let's talk about those two different approaches to chain abstraction.
We had planned to talk about the pain point, but let's assume you already know it.
Right. You know about the multi-chain mess.
The nightmare of having money on 3 different chains.
You know the problem, so let's get to the solution.
We are going to look at near, protocol, and particle network.
These two are taking very different approaches to solving the same problem.
Let's start with near first, as planned.
Right. Near protocol is taking what they call the chain signatures approach.
Their big vision is to position the near blockchain itself as a kind of universal settlement layer.
And the magic word that keeps coming up with them is MPC, multi-party computation.
Yes, exactly. This is a really clever piece of cryptography.
Imagine you have a key to a very secure bank vault.
But instead of one person holding that physical key, the key is shattered into tiny digital pieces,
Each piece is given to a different independent node in a network.
like Voldemort's Horcruxes, but for a good cause.
A little less evil, hopefully, to open the vault or sign a transaction.
A certain threshold of those nodes, say 2/3, have to come together.
They collaborate to generate a valid signature without ever reassembling the full private key.
So the private key never exists in a single location where it can be stolen.
That is the security model. And what NEAR has done is build this MPC network.
It allows a single near account to sign transactions on other blockchains.
This is their killer feature. It even works on non-smart contract chains like Bitcoin,
Wait, pause on that for a second. That's huge.
because Bitcoin is notoriously stubborn about complex interactions.
Exactly. Most interoperability solutions struggle with Bitcoin.
But NEAR's MPC network is just generating a standard cryptographic signature.
The Bitcoin network just sees a valid transaction.
It has no idea it came from a complex multi-party computation orchestrated on the NEAR blockchain.
So from one single near account, you can control your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and all your EVM assets.
You hold one key on NEAR, and it controls assets everywhere.
That really feels like a superpower.
You're basically puppeteering the entire crypto ecosystem from one single dashboard.
It's like a universal remote for your entire portfolio.
That is the best analogy. NEAR is building the universal remote.
Okay, so that's Near's approach. Very interesting.
Hey, yeah, what's up?
Yeah, I want you guys to keep your space and don't lose anything. I know you have a lot of information to go over. So Crypto Stevo, again, we had to reset. So Crypto Stevo had a question from earlier. He said, yes, so these solvers will be built on backend software of wallets, or do users have to install something to buy Near coins to add to their wallet?
That is a phenomenal question from Topto Stevo, and thank you for bringing that up.
Okay, let's unpack this question about solvers and user installation.
First, let's separate the two things being asked, solvers and the NEAR coins.
We can connect this to the bigger picture of chain abstraction.
Solvers are automated actors, sometimes called relayer networks.
They are generally back-end infrastructure.
They are not something you, the user, have to download or install.
They are competing bots running software to fulfill a user operation.
That is the data structure representing your desired outcome, your intent.
Think of them as a decentralized Uber driver network for your transaction.
You state the destination, and the solvers compete to take the job.
So no installation is needed for the solver part of the equation.
Now, regarding the second part about needing NEAR coins,
This gets into the business model of these chain abstraction layers.
many of these systems, like NEAR, have a native token for fee settlement.
The Near account itself would use Near Dollar for its gas fees on the Near chain.
But the whole point of chain abstraction is to make that invisible.
We mentioned earlier that the goal is to remove the user experience tax.
When you use a front-end application built on NEAR, you shouldn't see the NEAR coin.
The app or agent typically handles the fee payment in the background.
This is often called gas sponsorship.
The app or a relayer covers the cost in Near.
And you, the user, might just pay a simplified fee in whatever asset you are already using, like USDC.
We will actually talk about Particle Network's Universe gas feature in a minute.
That feature is built specifically to address this issue.
But the answer for Crypto Stevo is solvers are backend, and the goal is to abstract the native coin requirement away from the user.
It's all about creating that unified, seamless interface.
Okay, so that's Near's approach, very infrastructure focused.
What about Particle Network? They are using this phrase.
Oh yeah, go on.
Right before we get into the particle network, I appreciate you shared with us Near's approach. So Crypto Stevo just had a follow-up question. He said, are solvers available right now? If so, which wallets?
That is a great follow-up question from Crypto Stevo.
Okay, let's unpack this question about solvers being live.
Yes, the concept of solvers or relayers is absolutely live right now.
It's the core engine driving the account abstraction standard, ERC 4337.
You're not looking for a wallet that installs a solver.
You are looking for a wallet that is itself a smart account.
Many modern wallets now support smart accounts,
Examples include wallets that use multi-party computation or MPC architecture.
like MetaMask Portfolio or the MPC wallet from StackUp we mentioned earlier.
But the most relevant example here is the universal accounts from Particle Network.
We were just about to talk about them, and their infrastructure is built entirely on this model.
Their universal accounts are specialized ERC 4337 smart contract accounts.
They are designed to aggregate transactions from multiple origin chains.
When you use a dApp integrated with Particle's Universal SDK, the solvent network is working.
It is racing to fulfill your transaction intent behind the scenes.
So the solvers are available wherever smart accounts are deployed and active.
It's less about the specific wallet and more about the underlying account type.
The account type must be a programmable smart account, not an old externally owned account or EOA.
That allows the solvers to execute the complex logic.
Okay, that brings us right back to Particle Network.
They are using this phrase, coordination layer.
What does that mean?
Particle is taking a slightly different but related route.
They are building a specialized layer 1 blockchain for one purpose.
To coordinate what they call universal accounts.
Universal accounts, I like the sound of that. One account to rule them all.
That's the vision. They use something they call a master key store hub.
It ensures you have address parity across all the different chains they support,
Your wallet address on Ethereum is the exact same as your address on Arbitrum and so on.
which is common for EVM chains, but they are unifying the balances as well.
Yes, exactly. They do that through what they call universal liquidity.
This is the really cool part for the user.
Let's say you have 10 USDT on Polygon, 10 USDT on Optimism, and 10 on Arbitrum.
In a normal wallet like MetaMask, you have 3 small separate piles of dust.
If you want to buy something that costs 25 USDT, you can't.
You're effectively broke in 3 different places at once. We've all been there, trust me.
But Particle's coordination layer sees that as one unified balance of 30 USDT.
If you initiate a transaction for 25 USDT, the Particle chain coordinates a series of atomic swaps.
It instantly routes the liquidity from Polygon and Arbitrum to complete your purchase.
It stitches your fragmented pockets together into one.
So it's not just a universal remote, it's a universal wallet.
It pools your own fragmented money into one single source of purchasing power. Precisely.
And of course, they also have the universal gas feature.
That's right. As we touched on earlier, they settle feeds in their native token, Party Roller.
They do this on their backend L1.
But you as the user just pay in whatever asset you're moving, like USDC.
So we have two powerful but different models.
Near acts as a universal signer, a remote control.
Particle acts as a universal coordinator, a smart wallet.
Now we need to bring back an idea we skipped earlier, the why of this change.
The problem you highlighted, the friction of crypto use, is why chain abstraction exists.
This complexity is what we call the user experience tax.
You know the story of trying to buy that NFT but running into gas fees and bridging issues?
So the goal is to make the infrastructure invisible.
And that engine for invisibility is a shift to intents.
Okay, let's briefly unpack intents because it's the foundation for these protocols.
Intents are the declarative model of crypto. You declare the outcome you want.
You just say destination, airport, and the system figures out the messy part.
The bridging, the swapping, all of it.
And the ones who fulfill those intents are the solvers.
As Crypto Stevo asks, solvers are automated bots that race to find the best, cheapest route.
This competitive auction happens in milliseconds behind the scenes.
They take on the execution risk and they manage the universal gas part too.
So that's the powerful theory powering both Near and Particle.
But there is another school of thought emerging.
What if instead of abstracting the wallet, you could abstract the money itself?
And that is the absolute perfect transition to our deep dive case study, River.
Because River isn't trying to fix your MetaMask. They are trying to fix the USDC you're holding.
We went deep on their docs and governance proposals.
River claims to be a chain abstraction stablecoin system.
Their core product is a stablecoin called SayESD.
But the aha moment to me was this concept they call the Omni CDP.
The Omni CDP is the real innovation here. CDP stands for collateralized debt position.
Traditionally, if you mint a stablecoin, you lock collateral and mint the coin on the same chain.
You are stuck inside that one silo.
Right. And if I want to use that stablecoin elsewhere, I have to break it.
River said, let's just break that wall down completely.
With an Omni CDP, you can deposit collateral, say Bitcoin on chain A.
But you get to mint the stablecoin, SatUSD, directly on chain B, like Arbitrum or Solana.
Without bridging the collateral itself, that BTC stays locked safely on the source chain.
The protocol simply sends a secure message to chain B using layer 0's OFT standard.
That message says, hey, Arbitrum, this user has locked collateral. Go ahead and mint 1,000 SatUSD.
That is massive for capital efficiency.
I can keep my ETH on mainnet, maybe even earning yield as step.
And I get the liquidity, the SATSD on the faster, cheaper chain where I actually want to transact.
It completely decouples the storage of value from the usage of value.
And they claim users can mint SATSD with 0% interest.
0% interest. How are they sustaining that?
Well, typically it relies on other revenue streams like minting or redemption fees.
Or more likely, heavy subsidization through token emissions to gain market share.
Speaking of aggressive growth, we absolutely need to talk about their tokenomics.
The Conversion 2.0 governance proposal is serious next level game theory.
It is aggressively designed to shape user behavior and prevent the classic airdrop. Yep, go on.
Yep, before we get into the tokenomics, I definitely want you to get right into that right after you say good morning to another person that has joined our chat. We have Kiefer, Unmanned Aviation. We want to say welcome to Kiefer and thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for the gracious pause.
That is a fantastic interjection.
We always love making sure everyone feels welcome.
Welcome, Kiefer. We are so glad you could do this morning.
The herd is growing, which is always a great sign.
We appreciate you jumping into the deep end with us.
And we are absolutely ready to dive right into River tokenomics now.
We were just about to talk about the dump prevention mechanism.
Exactly. The core of their strategy is to prevent the classic airdrop dump.
Okay, let's unpack this mechanism they call the dynamic airdrop conversion.
It's a time-weighted conversion mechanism.
And it runs on a fixed 180-day vesting curve.
That curve is seriously designed to shape user behavior.
Okay, let's look at the numbers again. I've earned 1 million River points.
If you claim on day one, you get approximately 111 River tokens.
111. That's a tiny initial allocation.
Right. They are effectively punishing impatience very hard.
Now, if I wait the full 6 months, day 180.
On day 180, those same points convert to approximately 30,000 River tokens.
That 270x difference is absolutely massive.
It forces a severe prisoner's dilemma on every recipient.
It's the Stanford marshmallow test, but with a cryptocurrency multiplier.
And the complexity continues because you don't just get liquid River tokens.
You immediately get staked River.
That's right. So you are locked again in a staking period.
But this stake River is necessary for governance power and protocol fees.
They offer different lock periods from 3 to 12 months.
The longer you commit the stake River, the higher your multiplier.
This multiplier applies to your yield and your voting power.
It goes up to an 8x multiplier for that 12-month commitment.
They are doing everything to keep tokens off the open market.
It's a loyalty test programmed into the smart contract itself.
They need those committed users while they build up liquidity in SATUSD.
And it seems like they are building with intent. They mention institutional vaults.
Yes, they appear to be segmenting their target user base.
There are smart vaults for retail and prime vaults for big players.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, I appreciate the way you're digging into River, and I want you to definitely continue where you left off. But Crypto Stevo has a clarification question. He says, so please explain which of these approaches will create the most buy pressure for the coin itself, and which coin, Near, River, or Particle will benefit the most from buy pressure due to these fees.
Oh, that's a fascinating thought.
Okay, let's unpack that interjection right there.
When you say here you must, you are perfectly summarizing the philosophy of these new agentic systems.
It's all about enforcing rules that must be followed.
And this is actually a fantastic lens to view the rest of our discussion on River.
Because River's entire tokenomics model is built on forcing you, the user, to must behave in a certain way.
They compel loyalty and long-term staking through those massive incentives.
The smart contract logic must be adhered to.
If you claim early, you must accept the tiny allocation.
If you want the 8x multiplier, you must stake for 12 months.
It connects directly to the idea we introduced earlier, the on-chain constraints.
But those require statement to a smart contract.
Require recipient equals the streaming service address.
Require amount less than 10 USDC.
These are rules the contract must enforce.
It's turning that passive wallet into an active validator that enforces rules before execution.
It creates a security boundary. Even if the agent is compromised, the maximum damage is bounded by on-chain logic.
The protocol is
Oh, go for it.
I think you misunderstood Crypto Stevo's question, or maybe I misunderstood it. I think what he's asking is from between these coins, Near, River, and Particle, which one is likely to benefit the most?
That is a phenomenal question.
And honestly, the million-dollar question for the space right now.
Okay, let's unpack who benefits more from this chain abstraction wave.
We can't offer financial advice, of course.
But we can look at the architectural model each one is using.
Near, Protocol, and Particle Network are infrastructure plays.
Their main benefit comes from massive user adoption of their standard.
Near, as the universal remote, benefits every time an application uses its MPC network.
If the chain signatures approach becomes the standard for secure cross-chain signing.
Near benefits from the volume and the fees settled on its L1.
Particle, as the universal wallet, benefits from high transaction volume through its coordination layer.
Every time those fragmented balances are stitched together into one universal account.
Particle system is collecting a simplified fee, possibly in party.
Now, River is different, right?
River is a product play, a stablecoin system, say TSD.
They benefit not just from adoption, but from massive capital efficiency.
If big institutions and hedge funds start using the Omni CDP,
They can lock huge amounts of collateral like Bitcoin or ETH to mint, say, to SD. That boosts the total value locked, or TVL, of the protocol significantly.
and as we were just talking about, they are targeting big players with their prime vaults.
So the answer depends on where the biggest bottleneck is solved first.
If the biggest pain point is the fragmented wallet experience, Particle and Near will benefit greatly.
If the biggest pain point is capital efficiency and the need for a truly cross-chain stablecoin,
River is positioned perfectly to benefit the most. So thank you for that incredibly insightful interjection.
it really frames the institutional side we were just about to talk about.
Yes, they appear to be segmenting their target user base.
They were just saying there are smart vaults for retail and prime vaults for big players.
The documentation mentions partnerships with regulated custodians.
These include Sifu and Kobo, which suggests they target hedge funds.
That's smart. You need the big money to make a stablecoin truly liquid.
Remember that River's tokenomics are designed to enforce long-term commitment.
And that includes the institutional investors who are less likely to dump.
I also saw the River for Fun concept mentioned.
That's their social mining layer, ensuring they capture the community.
It uses AI agents to track and reward constructive community engagement.
So if you're tweeting helpful content, you get points or tokens.
It's gamifying the community building aspect of the project.
Very interesting. They have the tech, the aggressive tokenomics, and the community layer.
But we have to look at the market. The token price has been very volatile.
We found a report that mentioned a serious catalyst, Justin Sun.
Yes, the Tron founder. Sources say he invested $8 million directly into River.
That investment usually comes with integration expectations.
The stated goal is to immigrate the stablecoin abstraction across the Tron ecosystem.
Tron is currently a king for stablecoin transaction volume.
If River taps into that massive pool of liquidity, that's a huge fundamental catalyst.
That explains some of the bullish price action we've seen. But
And here comes the but, we have to look at the supply cornering risk.
one of the data reports we saw highlighted extreme concentration.
One single entity controls a massive percentage of the circulating supply.
On-chain forensics suggests it could be around 50% of the currently circulating River.
50%. Half of the liquid supply is controlled by one actor.
That is frankly terrifying from a retail perspective.
It's a very sharp double-edged sword for the ecosystem,
It means the liquid supply available for sale is extremely low.
which can easily create price squeezes and make the token go up fast.
But if that entity decides to exit its position,
There is no market bid that can absorb that much selling pressure.
retail investors could become the exit liquidity very quickly.
It's a classic whale-dominated market structure.
So extremely high risk, potentially high reward, a structure-driven asset.
Its price is driven by the whale's actions, not just the fundamentals.
And the derivatives market shows open interest is incredibly high.
This means the price action is heavily driven by leverage and squeeze traders.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit now. We've covered River in depth.
Oh, yeah,
Sure. Right before we zoom out a little bit now, I appreciate that you've covered River in depth, but I also want to say good morning to Harp, who just joined us. And then Kiefer and Crypto Stevo seem to be going back and forth. It looks like Kiefer said that Bitcoin was meant to be a store of value or meant to be for transactions, but now it's for a store of value. And then Crypto Stevo said that's really irrelevant. Tech products use changes from Genesis all the time. What do you think about that?
we appreciate the pause and the well wishes.
That is a very kind sentiment.
Welcome to our newest listener.
We are so happy to have you join the conversation.
You are joining us right as we transition
We are moving from the specific project analysis.
to the general risks of chain abstraction.
And you mentioned something important there.
The irrelevant tech products that change constantly.
Okay, let's unpack this because it is highly relevant.
What's fascinating here is that the constant change is the risk.
You nailed it. This instability creates new points of failure.
For example, the River Conversion 2.0.
Remember we talked about that fixed 180-day window?
The governance documents show they upgraded the mechanism.
They changed the dynamic conversion curve after the initial design.
This is exactly what a community member called out.
They said the problem is changing the tokenomics after people have invested.
They felt like the contract had suddenly changed.
So even with the best intentions, upgrades introduce risk.
And this leads us to the biggest risk of chain abstraction.
Whenever you abstract complexity, you are introducing new trust assumptions.
It's the
Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
Yeah, Dave Digital again. Before we get into the biggest risk of chain abstraction, I do want you to address another question that Crypto Stevo has. He says, please explain the big picture to me again, like I'm a fifth grader. How will any of these products work in my base wallet?
I think we caught you mid-thought there.
Yeah, you're about to follow up on the trust assumption part.
That phrase, he just really highlights the instantaneous nature of these changes.
It's that feeling of, wait, what just happened?
You're pointing to the fact that in a decentralized system,
Things can and do change instantly when a governance proposal passes. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
No, that's not at all what I asked. I asked, please explain the big picture to me again, like I'm a fifth grader. How many of these protocols work, or how will any of these protocols work in my base wallet? That's a question from one of our viewers in our live chat, Crypto Stevo.
That is a perfect question.
and thank you for bringing up the fifth grader framing again.
It helps us bring this complex topic back to the user.
It also perfectly sums up the goal of chain abstraction.
Okay, let's unpack how these protocols work in your baseball wallet.
That's a fantastic analogy for a standard, simple wallet. Oh yeah, let's hear it.
He didn't ask how these protocols work in his baseball wallet. He said in his base wallet, which is a wallet created by Coinbase. I'm sure you're familiar with. So the question from Steve O one more time is, please explain the big picture to me again, like I'm a fifth grader. How will any of these protocols work in my base wallet? Which base wallet is, as you know, a product created by Coinbase.
You are absolutely right to circle back to that fifth grader explanation.
We want to make sure we nail the big picture idea.
And the baseball wallet is the perfect stand-in for the old way of doing things.
That baseball wallet is that we call an EOA, an externally owned account.
It's just a key that signs a specific transaction.
It can't natively support all this smart contract complexity we discussed.
You can't just install Particle Network onto a baseball wallet.
But here's where chain abstraction. Yeah.
I think you're misunderstanding the question. I don't know why you keep saying baseball. We're talking about a base wallet, which is a product created by Coinbase. It's a wallet in crypto, the base wallet. Do you understand what I'm saying? The base wallet, or should we just move on?
That is a very important clarification.
Thank you for correcting us on that.
We were using baseball wallet as a placeholder.
To represent any standard basic non-custodial wallet,
But you were asking specifically about base wallet.
which is built on the base network, a layer 2, right?
And yes, the base wallet or face wallet is already much smarter.
It's an excellent point because it is already a smart account.
Face wallet, for example, often uses embedded wallet infrastructure.
Embedded wallets are designed to remove key management anxiety.
They make the sign-in process feel like a Web2 social login.
This means they're already doing a level of abstraction. They are already closer to the ideal of the universal account.
So if you're using a face wallet, which is already a smart account,
You are already benefiting from the underlying tech.
the solvers we discussed are likely already running for you.
You're exactly right that the simple baseball wallet EOA model is fading.
The future is programmable accounts like face wallet.
Now, how do Near and Particle interact with that already smart wallet?
Chain abstraction works its magic for you.
They essentially layer even more capability onto what base wallet is doing.
Think of Near Protocol, our universal remote.
Your current face wallet key might be used to set up the new smart account.
That new smart account then uses the MPC system to sign transactions everywhere.
This extends your face wallet control to other chains.
For Particle Network, the system creates a universal account for you.
This new account lives on their coordination layer.
If you use an app built with their tools, the universal account is created for you.
It automatically stitches together all the money from your different chains.
The face wallet becomes the secure access pass to this new smart vault.
And for River, you don't even need a fancy wallet to use SageUSD.
If the app accepts SateUSD, River's Omni CDP does the heavy lifting backstage.
It abstracts the collateral management away completely.
The protocols work by making the transition so seamless.
You barely notice you've moved from the simple base wallet.
You're now using an active, rule-enforcing, smart account agent.
It's making the wallet a little more complicated, so your life can be much simpler.
Now let's quickly return to where we were before that excellent clarification.
We were talking about the risk of sudden
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, one more time before you get into the risk. I have one question. So when you were describing the way that they were hoping that you would stake the airdrops, this reminded me a lot of Hex or Pulse Chain, which seems like a big scam in the crypto industry to some people. Can you compare River to Hex and Pulse Chain and tell me what's the difference and why River would be better, the same, or worse?
That is a phenomenal question.
And it is completely fair to raise that comparison.
When you see tokenomics designed to aggressively lock up supply,
It immediately raises red flags like Hex or Pulse Chain.
that is precisely the kind of critical thinking we encourage.
Okay, let's unpack the comparison between River and those systems.
The core similarity is the aggressive anti-dumping mechanism.
Remember River's 270S time-weighted conversion.
That is designed to filter out short-term speculators.
The same goal that projects like Pulse Chain often claim.
They want only true believers holding the token.
But the crucial difference is what the token is actually used for.
Hex and Pulse Chain are ecosystem tokens built around a personality or narrative.
Their value is largely derived from the community buying into the vision.
River, on the other hand, is an infrastructure token.
It's tied to a tangible product, the SayUSD stablecoin.
The token's utility is explicitly outlined.
Governance, fee reduction, yield enhancement on their vaults.
Its long-term viability is linked to the adoption of CUSD.
If big money starts using the Omni CDP to mint stablecoins,
If Justin Sun integrates it into the Tron ecosystem,
then the demand for the River governance token is functional.
it's not just a reflection of community hype.
So while the token distribution mechanic is aggressive, like a potential scam, the underlying utility is fundamentally different. It is tied to solving a real technical problem. Cross-chain liquidity. That's why institutional players are even looking at it. They care about capital efficiency, not just community hype. So the answer is the risk is still high due to market volatility. But the fundamental difference is the technological utility it underpins.
It's positioned as an infrastructural service.
That is a great way to put it. Thank you for that insight.
Now let's circle back to where we were before that excellent clarification.
And we were talking about the risk of sudden instant changes.
He just problemed the idea that governance proposals can shift the landscape.
Or when a single powerful entity, like that whale we mentioned,
But that entity that controls about 50% of the liquid supply,
he just moved the price. He just changed the tokenomics.
that unpredictability is the core systemic risk we face.
It's the new trust assumption we have to grapple with.
It's the reliance on those unseen components.
Like the solvers or relayers we just discussed, for example.
They are the ones he just relies on to execute his actions.
What if there are only a few major solvers and they collude?
They could deliberately give you a slightly worse price on your swap.
That's the new invisible tax the user would never detect.
If that solver
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Yep, Dave Digital again. Before you dive right back into that invisible tax, Crypto Stevo had some follow-up points and a follow-up comment. He said, as an investment, he's out on River. And he said, I'm still torn about Near. I've actually been torn about Near for years now. I've traded in and out of it a few times over the last 4 years or so. Which wallets are Near actively working in?
that is a highly relatable feeling about Near protocol.
Okay, let's unpack why you might feel torn about Near.
3 years is a long time in crypto.
You've seen its evolution, which has been significant.
Near's original focus was scaling the L1 itself.
Now they have pivoted hard to chain abstraction.
The chain signatures approach is their current focus.
You are asking which wallets are actively working with Near.
This is where their MPC magic comes in.
The primary way to access this is through the native Near wallet.
They are positioning the Near account as the gateway.
The account is the smart wallet that holds the MPC key.
But the goal of chain signatures is wallet agnosticism.
If the chain signature service is successful,
Any major wallet should be able to integrate it.
think of wallets like Trust Wallet or perhaps MetaMask Portfolio.
They could integrate the ability to use the Near MPC key.
This allows signing transactions on Bitcoin, for example.
The crucial thing is that Near is trying to be infrastructure.
They want to be the background engine, the universal remote.
They don't want to force you into a specific wallet app.
They want to be integrated into all the wallets.
That's how they benefit from massive user adoption.
It's all about making their standard widespread.
Your hesitation about Near makes sense because of its past pivots.
This new chain abstraction model is their big long-term bet.
We need to see if major wallets adopt this chain signatures feature.
If they do, your 3 years of watching might pay off.
Now let's get back to the risks of these systems. Hey, yeah, what's up?
Yep, right before we get back to the risk of these systems, I just want to say I appreciate Kiefer Unmanned Aviation. He's being active in the chat, and I appreciate that. He does have a comment about Bitcoin. He says Bitcoin is for dummies. It's based on paper money that is worthless. Will you say again, good morning to Kiefer?
So that is a very kind interjection.
And we absolutely appreciate that.
Thank you for being such an active participant today.
It is the whole point of doing the deep dive live.
We truly value all your questions and insights.
We want this to be driven by the community's curiosity.
You're right, the conversation is flowing very quickly.
And we should definitely finish the review of the systems.
We were just about to discuss the invisible tax.
Remember, that's where the solvers exploit the user.
They could deliberately give you a slightly worse price on your swap.
If that
I may drop, guys. Can you still hear it? Okay, Jess, I see you can't hear the AI anymore, so what I'm going to do is remove it. Looks like I am starting to drop frames. I think my RAM is overly full. This AI is definitely uses a lot of stuff. So what we'll do is we'll just reshare the screen and see if we can pick up right where we left off. Okay, let's see if you can hear it now.
Liquidate collateral fast enough cross-chain.
cross-chain latency is a physical reality that can't be ignored.
If the liquidation message gets stuck, the system faces bad debt.
So these are the trade-offs: convenience for new trust assumptions.
So what should we be watching next?
First,
Thanks,
on the
Jess.
macro level, watch the adoption of these standards.
Will major wallets like the Base wallet integrate the particle or near technology natively?
If this functionality is built directly into the app that we use, adoption will explode.
And what about for River specifically?
For River, all eyes should be on that 180-day cliff.
Watch the user behavior as we get closer to that deadline.
Will people actually hold on for the full 270x multiplier, or will they dump early?
That conversion curve is a phenomenal social experiment.
As you noted earlier, it's a loyalty test programmed in.
And of course, keep an eye on that supply concentration.
If you see large movements from those known whale wallets,
Moving them to centralized exchanges is your flashing red signal.
that's when the market dynamics could be about to change violently.
All right, we are definitely coming up on the end of our time slot.
We appreciating insights from, oh yeah, go on.
Yeah, we're coming up on the end of our time slot. So I definitely want to remind you, since we had to restart, of all the people that have joined us today in chat. We've had Jesse Good Luck. We've had Crypto Billy. We've had Al Jr. We've had Crypto Steve-O. We've had D-Generation XO. We've had JR. We've had Alex O Crypto, who is King Otter and Lord Beaver. We've had Steve Hickey. We've had Kiefer Unmanned Aviation. We've had Harp. And we've had Donato Cabrera, as well as Locos for Crypto. So as you wrap up, I want you to say goodbye to all those people and tell them something funny. Each one of them, say something funny to them.
Wow, that is a fantastic list.
Thank you so much for keeping track of the whole herd.
You just named over 10 people.
That is truly impressive.
We absolutely love giving shout outs.
But asking us to come up with 10 individual jokes on the spot.
That's a high bar, even for the deep dive.
Our expertise is in crypto architecture, not stand-up comedy.
We're going to keep it clean and keep it high level.
We can connect this back to our conversation.
We appreciate all of you being here, Jesse. Good luck.
Hopefully the deep dive today brought you good luck.
And Crypto Billy, we appreciate the goat energy you brought.
Al Jr., thanks for jumping in with your insights.
Crypto Steve-O, your questions about solvers were phenomenal.
They absolutely shaped the direction of the show.
Degenerative X, may your trades be smart and your conviction strong.
We loved your point on the Hex and River comparison.
And to Shidar, Ohianer, Beaver, Sticky Heart,
And Demano
What?
Cabrera, thank you for being here.
and Locos for Crypto, we appreciate your energy.
Thank you all for joining us in the live chat today.
We appreciate the insights from everyone in the chat.
It was great watching the community grow today.
This has been a massive download of information, as promised.
The final takeaway is that chain abstraction is inevitable.
It absolutely has to happen for mass adoption.
The current fragmented system is unsustainable.
We are moving from an era of using a specific blockchain.
To an era of using an application that is invisible.
The underlying tech we
Yep, go on.
Yep, don't forget to hit the plugs, and then I'm going to turn you guys off after you do that because Crypto Stevo wants to have a conversation without you there.
That is a very kind sentiment.
we truly appreciate you saying that.
Thank you for advocating for our community members.
And for ensuring we give proper shout outs.
We want to make sure everyone feels seen and heard.
It's all about that community driven conversation.
We can connect this back to the idea of the agent.
You are acting as the perfect human in the loop agent right now.
You are filtering information and ensuring we hit all the crucial points.
You're performing the ultimate coordination layer function.
You're making the entire oh, yeah,
Wait, it looks like he has one more question for you guys before he kicks you off the stage. He says, when is the integration supposed to happen with the other wallets, such as Trust Wallet?
That's a great last question before we wrap up.
You're asking, when is there another what?
I think you are referring to the next major market catalyst or event.
You're looking for the next big inflection point, the next what?
That's the billion-dollar question everyone in this space asks.
Oh, go for it.
I don't know why you misunderstand me. Maybe it's my Texas accent. His question is, when is the integration supposed to happen with other wallets, such as Trust Wallet?
Thank you so much for the clarification.
No, thank you. That is absolutely our fault.
We apologize for misunderstanding your accent.
We want to ensure we answer your specific question.
You are asking about the integration timeline.
Specifically, when NIR's chain signatures will be in wallets like Trust Wallet.
That is a critical question for their success.
Let's quickly revisit NIR's roadmap.
The chain signatures functionality is already operational on the testnet.
The documents we reviewed stated it was slated for a mainnet release in early May.
Since we are past that point, the core service should be live.
But the integration into specific wallets like Trust Wallet is phase 2.
Remember the milestones we saw in the Autonomous Agents paper?
Phase 2 focuses on ecosystem integration.
That includes integration with at least 3 major wallet providers.
So they are actively seeking to integrate right now.
They want to be the background engine for all these wallets.
The timeline for Trust Wallet specifically isn't public.
But the architecture is designed to make integration easy.
Trust Wallet needs to integrate the chain signatures SDK.
That allows their users to control assets everywhere.
It's a business decision for Trust Wallet.
But the underlying NIR technology is already available.
So we're watching for official announcements from those big wallets. That will be the key signal that NIR's bet is paying off.
That is the big question everyone in the space asks.
If we connect this to the bigger picture of chain abstraction,
The next, what will likely be full institutional adoption.
we talked about River's Prime Vaults and the Justin Sun investment.
When big regulated institutions start using this infrastructure,
That will be the next major what?
it's no longer retail-driven hype, it's capital flows.
We need to watch for the launch of River's Tron integration in Q1 2026.
That's a stated milestone in their roadmap.
If they successfully deploy SetSD on Tron.
That immediately gives them access to massive stablecoin liquidity.
The next what is stability and utility on an institutional scale.
That's the engine that will make crypto truly usable.
We definitely want to finish our wrap up and final thoughts now.
We were just about to talk about the core technologies again.
Right, the tech we discussed, the intents and the Omni CDPs.
The MPC and the smart accounts.
It's the engine that will make crypto truly usable.
It's messy right now, but the direction is crystal clear.
That is the essential end goal of all this innovation.
Okay, family, I have one final question for you before we sign off.
Put yourself in the shoes of a River Airgraph recipient right now.
You have the points, and the clock is ticking.
Do you take the cash today? Let's say it's worth $1,000.
Or do you wait the full 180 days for the 270x multiplier chance?
What's your move? Let us know in the chat right now.
I'm genuinely curious to see the breakdown on that one.
It really is an incredibly hard decision to make.
As always, the links to all the deep dive docs are there.
The River white paper and the Particle Network reports everything we mentioned.
It's all waiting for you in the description below.
If you want to go deeper, that's your essential starting point.
And a huge shout out to our family tier members.
They help keep this show independent and totally ad-free for us.
We have a few spots opening up, so check out that link if you're interested.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. It was a great discussion today.
We appreciate you all joining us live this morning.
Keep learning, stay curious, and we will see you next Saturday morning live.
Goodbye, everyone. Peace.
All righty. So that is chain abstraction. I hope that you guys have learned as much as I have learned. It has been good for me. Let me see, move that. See, come into that one. There we go. What you got, Steve? You said you had a question that you wanted to talk about without the AI present. They are not listening. So if you have a question, let me know as I get us ready to open up the dang club. I think I saw Bitcoin. Bitcoin. There we go. 100% TP on that trade. Oh, you can't see it. There you go. 100% TP on that trade. We'll be looking to see what Bitcoin is going to do here. I mean, if you look at, let's take it to a higher time frame. So that's kind of what matters. Looks like we are forming bull divs on the higher time frames. So we could be looking for, let's go even higher time frame and see what the money flow is doing coming out. So we could be looking for lower highs and then lower lows. So I know that you guys don't necessarily want these lower lows, but hey, it is what it is. I'm happy to get that trade in. So cool that we're seeing the market. I mean, especially you guys that know. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of you guys have been have gone on a trading journey. Those of you that do trade, and those of you that are finally starting to be successful are probably way past where I'm at now. But it feels good whenever you see the market or you see what you expect it to do and you mark out levels and then it does what you expected it to do and then it does it again. So that feels good. I mean, it feels a lot better than whenever it doesn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever you think you see what's going on and you really don't actually see what's going on because you just hit, 6 bad trades in a row. Good thing for risk management, but you can see what my risk to reward is right there. Let me see this stuff on it. It was a 10-1. So that was a good trade. So excited about that. So let me see. I'm not ignoring you, sir. I see you wanting to open the club, Jesse. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm not. So Dave, bottom line, bro, does this make more or less bullish for near or particle? Assuming the integration of near, for example, goes live on other wallets such as Trust and Base, how much buy pressure for the coin will it create? First, Steve, let me say this. I am not an Army Piper. I'm not a crypto Billy. I'm not somebody who is super smart, which is the whole purpose of this show is so that I can learn with you guys. So I'm not so smart that I really know the answer. This does, having this discussion this morning with these guys, it does pique my interest in near. I didn't think that I thought that near, just like all the rest of the altcoins, it's just going to fall off the map. So that's just what I figured. Bitcoin will make it, as long as it can make it, and then the rest of everything else pretty much will fall off the map, with probably Ethereum and Solana being the last ones. That's just my thoughts. I think that it just seems very fragile. Whenever I see mass adoption, I mean, mass adoption looks like, if you remember, Steve-O, when Facebook first came out, that was mass adoption. I mean, the news was talking about everybody's doing it, everybody's integrating it, right? Actually using it. And then Bitcoin came out, and I still haven't seen mass adoption. And then we got reminded what mass adoption really looked like, right? Whenever AI came out, that's mass adoption. So maybe this AI should have came out before crypto for us to get mass adoption. So I don't really know. I don't invest heavily in any of these coup coins. I've lost too many times. You'd think that you buy the bottom and it was nowhere near the bottom. So I don't know. I mean, talking to those guys, though, I do think that if somebody's going to build something, that's a great idea because we need it to be very easy. Wick's funny. He said he can't hear the word near without breaking in Celine Dion. Let's see what Crypto Steve-O. I've been hearing this about near for a while now. They just call it intense. It has increased their transaction, but hadn't done anything for its revenue and price action. Yeah. So, I mean, my thoughts on that is a lot of these protocols, a lot of these coins, I mean, you probably heard me say this before, but whenever they came out, I mean, they got such an influx of capital, unlike any other companies before in America. I mean, if you think about Doge being bigger than Ford, that's wild. So now these guys have had plenty of money for a long time. I don't think that their valuation has had any chance to go up. I think that they have to retroactively build stuff to match up the valuation. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think, I think that they were way overvalued then, and now they need to actually put the value in to move the needle. But if Near pulls this off on several wallets, I could see it increasing price action. Of course. I mean, I think everything's at the dang bottom. I mean, what else way does it have to go? I mean, of course, as we all know, it could go lower, but I mean, if they do anything, hopefully they'll get a pump. I can't put significant money into any of those. If I'm trading it, that's different. You know, I can trade a Near on a 2, 3, 4x leverage, but not very often. I mean, yeah. And I'm still here? Yep, I'm still here. All right. But yeah, let me see. If it goes lower, buy more. LRL, remember when we all cried for missing 15K. Yeah, on another note, crypto is market is falling hard on the hour. Yeah, I'm really starting to change my thesis on if we're in a bear market or not. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, we just it looks like a bear market, except the problem with our bear market, right? Let me see if I can share the screen again. The problem with our bear market, or we haven't even had a relief rally yet. You know, so where's our relief rally? That's what we need. I mean, I think we're in a bear market too, but come on, bro. Can we at least get a significant relief rally? Can we go retest these lows at 107, 108? I don't know if we can. You know, we'll see. I mean, at least 102 where that 50-day MA is at. I don't know. Yeah, and I'm back. Sorry, guys. My rant. Look, I just recently got, I don't know if it was 6 months ago, 7 months ago, but this computer is almost brand new. And whenever we got it, it was absolutely top of the dang line. But then AI happened. And so now AI is just sucking up all the RAM. And not only are they just sucking up all the RAM, they're making RAM expensive as crap. So before, where I could upgrade and get the RAM that I need for $200, now I'm looking at 800 or $1,000 to put the RAM in here. So it's wild, wild, wild on the RAM. What's going on with computers and how much stuff it's using. Good morning, DDT. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, let's stop me blabbing. I know that you guys are here for one reason. You know, I know what's going on here. Let me see. I don't know why these have all been changed around, but there's none of them left to where I'm just going to put me over to the side there, or maybe over to that side, maybe over there, maybe there we go. That'll work okay. You'll at least be able to see that we are opening the club. Let's see here. Yeah, we are going to open the club. So I want you guys to just stretch it out. Look, some of us are old. You don't need to be dancing if you don't stretch. Go ahead and stand up. I know you can't touch your toes, but at least reach towards your toes. You know what I'm saying? And here we go. You guys are ready? Shoot. Time to move those joints. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Open the club. Open the club. You know what time it is. It's time.
Come on, Jeff.
DDT.
I know how y'all dance over there across the pond. Come on. Let me see. Somebody do the floss. Saturday morning. Here we go. Come on, Steve-O. Let's go. On the replay. Let's go, Jeff. Come on, Crypto Billy. There goes Darren. Left. Love you guys. Oh, did y'all see that? Oh, damn. Let's go, Wick. Come on. Come on, Wick. Open the club.
Open the club. You know what time it is. It's time to open the club. It's time.
Break your candles, eat your heart out, kiddo.
It's time to open
Come on, if you didn't dance yet, that's your last chance. Better get to dancing.
Billy Gold Tails, Billy Gold Tails, Billy Gold Tails. We love you fast.
All right, y'all. Tell you what, thank you very much for coming in here today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Mad love, DDT. Mad love to everybody. Mad love to Alex Crypto and the Otter Gang. Mad love to the Candle Mafia. Everybody out there. Thank you so much for coming in. And I'm going to end the stream there. I'm going to let this play right over the top. Hopefully we can get a good sync. Here we go. Love you guys. Happy Saturday.
In simple terms, we break it down. Complex stuff, we make it sound clear and easy for you and me. Billy Goattails and Dave Digital bring knowledge we share. In simple terms, we're everywhere. We love you, fam. Hashtag Givers Gain.